All right, hey South Texas, hope your day is going well. It is time for a little bit of an update here on the forecast. You know, it's not too bad out there today. And you know, guys, I just turned up the volume and I see how loud it is. I'm afraid that it may be a little overmodulated. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but you know, it's looking like we're going to have a gorgeous day today. Temperatures are expected to still be pretty hot. You know, we've been talking about that the last few days, how the temperatures were going to be going right back up. They're rising way up into the triple digits across much of the region. You see a lot of people out there on the roadways. Nothing in the way of an issue there with rain. We're going to be nice and dry, but those air conditioners in the cars, well, they're going to be running a little bit harder here, not just for today, but as we head throughout this weekend as well. By the way, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the allergy report before we jump too far into the heat and humidity that we're expecting the next few days. Not seeing much in the way of issues. You know, mold spiked big time a few days ago. Finally, it started to back off a little bit. Ragweed is coming in at light, and then we also have fall elm in at light, as well as that mold coming in light too. So nothing too much in the way of issues with the allergy report there, but again, if you do suffer from maybe mold, still could be bothering you a little bit, especially how sometimes those allergens can get into your home and kind of linger a little bit longer than when they're just outside. So right now, guys, I'm working on bringing up Facebook so I can answer some of your questions. Send them my way. I would be happy to answer them as we get ready for what will be a hot weekend here all across South Texas. So let's take a look at what the temperatures are right now before we get in too far into what we're expecting here the next few days. Right now, blue sky overhead in northwest San Antonio is 86 degrees. 86 out towards the San Antonio airport. A lot of haze in the sky today. Pretty hazy conditions as we look out to the runways there and off to the north out at the San Antonio airport. Every once in a while, we catch an aircraft landing there. Looks like we got one taxiing on the runway, but we don't see one landing at the moment. Let's take a look out towards Calaveras Lake, 82 degrees, and there you see that haze, again, just over the horizon. That should be sticking around with us throughout the day. Carla says TGIF. I agree, Carla. I am very happy that it is Friday myself. It's going to be one of those great days where if you have the day off, it'll be a great day to maybe do some grilling outside as long as you have a lot of water with you, and maybe a nice day to hang out at one of the beautiful waterways here in South Texas, or maybe even just hang out in the pool in the backyard. That's because it's going to be very hot. You want to have something cool nearby that you can jump in and cool off, like water, or maybe just stay inside in the great indoors, as meteorologist Megan Massey likes to say. Temperatures rise between 100 to 105 degrees today. Heat index values, what it actually feels like on your skin, anywhere between 108 and 112. Now, that's everybody, all of South Texas under this heat advisory, and that's going to be all the way through 8 p.m. So it's going to be hot, guys, and it's going to be hot even all the way up through sunset. So just be ready for that. If you have anything that you want to get done in the outdoors today, something that requires a little bit more strenuous activity outside, get it done as early as possible. We're already moving into the heat of the day here. By 1 p.m., that's actually when the heat advisory begins, and it's all the way through 8 p.m. There is no rain out there, no rain anywhere nearby. However, off towards the northeast in northeast Arkansas, stretching up towards southeast Missouri through what we like to call the Missouri boot heel. Just for a little bit of a fun fact here, this area right there, that's called the Missouri boot heel. Kind of looks like the heel of a boot, that's why. But they have a tropical depression lower moving overhead at the moment. They have flash flood watches in place for eastern Arkansas, east Missouri, stretching into west Kentucky, western Tennessee, and northern Mississippi and Alabama. You're going to notice here that Laura is still an issue for some areas. We have a tornado watch that was just issued for northern parts of Alabama, stretching on over towards kind of getting close towards Tuscaloosa there, and just kind of north of Tuscaloosa, rather. And then you also see the tornado watch getting closer on over to the east to an area called Decatur, not too far from Decatur there, just south of Huntsville. So, you know, this system is still causing a lot of issues. Yes, tropical systems can cause a lot of issues further inland. The system, thankfully, did not impact Texas too much. You know, they still have some damage down towards Port Arthur and Beaumont. but it wasn't as serious as what they saw in Louisiana. Louisiana had a lot of impacts. Just east of Cameron, Louisiana, I think the highest gauge that I saw as far as the surge was concerned was about 17, I think it was 17.2 feet. And it was along a river right there in southern Louisiana, east of Cameron, and I think it was still in Cameron Parish, though. So, you know, hearts go out to our friends and family over there into southwest Louisiana who are dealing with a lot after all that damage caused from Laura. Now the system is well off to the north. Still seeing a lot of rain from it. You can see the spin in the atmosphere as we look at visible satellite. There's where the storm actually is. Tropical depression Laura, pretty much right over, I believe that would be right over where the current river is in southern Missouri. So this is going to continue to kind of shift its way off towards the northeast and east, and it'll continue to weaken, of course. Now, we didn't get any rain from Laura. We could have used some, though, right? We're still way below our annual average. We're still down by 5 inches. We only have 15 inches so far this year. We should, by this time of the year, have 20 inches. So we're still 5 inches behind. Remember, that's a moving average. That annual average, that is, as we go throughout the year, that's going to go up every day. So that's not the annual average for the whole year. That's the annual average for up to this point. And then this year, up to this point, you see we're about 5 inches behind. Same thing for August. That's the August average for this time of August. Right now, we have less than an inch. We should have 1.67, so we're still behind there here in San Antonio. We need some rain. Are we going to see some this next week? Let's talk about that. I know a lot of people want some rain on the front yards. Let's talk about who's going to see rain. We actually had a pretty good shower last night at the Fair Oaks Ranch area and stretching over towards Bernie. I actually drove up I-10 just to go kind of drive through it and, you know, just get a little bit of rain because I feel like it's been a while since I had seen some, or at least a good shower. I grew up back in Mississippi, guys, so it rained all the time back there, so I can miss the rain sometimes. But you know, we had a pretty good shower up towards Bernie. As we make our way throughout this afternoon, less than a 10% chance for rain. We may have a brief shower or two, but we're talking less than a 10% chance. Temperatures rise to the triple digits today. It's going to be hot, guys. Just be ready for that. Moving into tonight, temperatures drop down to the 70s. Going to have a partly cloudy sky. And we move into the afternoon tomorrow. We're right back into that heat. Another triple-digit heat day. I'm willing to bet right now there's not a heat advisory in place for tomorrow, but I'm willing to bet one gets issued by the National Weather Service as we get closer towards tomorrow. So just be ready for that triple-digit heat again for Saturday. Make sure you get any of that strenuous activity. Maybe if you're wanting to step outside, do some exercising for Saturday, get it done early while it's still pretty cool outside. We start off Sunday with 70s, and yep, we're talking triple-digit heat again for Sunday afternoon. Now, not a lot of rain chances the next 48 hours, but we do have some rain chances in over the next 7 days. Much of that rain will fall for the hill country, which is good. That recharges the aquifer. We need that. Looking like we'll still see, though, less than a half of an inch to even less than a quarter of an inch for nearly everybody over the next 7 days. And you see some areas, especially in the coastal plains, like Cuero, Victoria, Gonzales, Tilden, Cotulla, maybe even Pleasanton, Floresville. Some of these areas may make it through the next 7 days without a drop of rainfall. And that's not good because that means that we're probably going to see this drought deepen into more parts of South Texas. Right now we have moderate drought for all of northern Bexar County, everyone north of I-10 pretty much there, or north of Highway 90, let's say, rather. And then you see looking over towards Uvalde, Hondo, Del Rio, some spots in a severe to even extreme drought. These dry conditions got to go. We need some more rainfall out there. Right now, the aquifer at 655.3, the 24-hour change shows that it's fallen more than half of a foot in the last 24 hours. And the 10-day average still sitting at 655.9, which means Stage 1 water restrictions are still in place. Stage 2 happens whenever that 10-day average falls below 650. Right now, that's not much of a concern because we're staying good there. But we need some rain so that we can make sure that that doesn't happen and maybe even get us out of those Stage 1 restrictions. Not going to happen over the next 7 days, though. Just a 10 to 20% chance for rain for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And you see the triple-digit heat is going to be a thing pretty much all the way into early September. Notice as we head even into Thursday, still going to be having that triple-digit heat sticking around. The coolest day of the week is 99 degrees for the high on Wednesday. So can we expect a change? I love looking past the 7-day forecast. One of the most common questions I get is, what's the weather going to be like in 2 weeks? What's it going to be like in 14 days? I'm trying to plan a wedding. I'm trying to plan a birthday party. I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be like, but I can give you an idea on what may happen, like what kind of trends we may see with the atmosphere. And from day 8 through day 14, this is not including the next 7 days. Remember, this is day 8 through day 14. We are talking slightly above average rainfall possible. Now, we need well above average rainfall in order to kind of help heal this drought. But slightly above average being possible, we'll take it. We could use the rainfall. So not this next week, but the week after, we could see a little bit more rainfall showing up on that 7-day forecast. And what about the temperatures? Well, it looks like slightly above average temperatures could kind of still linger around here. Check out the north central part of the United States, though, up towards the Dakotas and into Minnesota and Wisconsin. They may end up having well below average temperatures there, while we stay above average here in South Texas. Here's a look at your Lone Star 3-day forecast. If you're going to be doing any traveling over the next few days, here's a look at what the forecast is showing. Yvette says people need to be planning parties right now. Yeah, it is a time of social distancing, but let's say just you and the people in your household want to have a little birthday party for maybe your 3-year-old or something in the backyard, or maybe it's just you and your family in the household and you've decided to have a smaller wedding in the backyard. Everyone's trying to plan for that. So I always like to hand that information out just in case. Let's take a look at the Lone Star 3-day forecast. So Amarillo looking hot as usual. Triple-digit heat expected for Friday. Saturday, they're going to fall down to 88, so a good little knockdown there for their temperatures, but back up to 97 there for Sunday. Check out a lot of spots in South and Central Texas. They're all rising to that triple-digit heat pretty much each day. Austin, our neighbors to the north, they got the heat too. Dallas-Fort Worth is dealing with the heat as well as El Paso, so Amarillo, a little bit of an outlier there. Again, a little bit of a cool down. And we're all a little jealous for that reason. Waco, our friends way up I-35 there, or not way up, they're still pretty close. They're dealing with that triple-digit heat too. So let's take a look at the Texas State Park forecast. I'm a big supporter of state parks, national parks, local parks, whatever park it may be. State parks are a great place to go hang out, and we've got a lot of great ones with rivers and creeks and places that have nice swimming holes to go hang out, like the Guadalupe River State Park is a great one near town. The afternoon is going to be hot, but if you can get out early, go head out there to the river, jump in, cool off a little bit, not a bad spot. Headed out towards Lost Maples, I know that it has a creek running through it, Garner State Park. Enchanted Rock is going to be super hot at the top, so make sure that if you are going to hike Enchanted Rock, do it early. I've watched sunrise from the top of Enchanted Rock, and I will tell you, it is worth it. So if you want to head up to Enchanted Rock and watch the sunrise, not only is it cooler, but it is absolutely stunning. We also have Pedernales Falls State Park. You can't swim at the falls itself, but there is a swimming hole within the state park. Blanco State Park. I drove up by Blanco just yesterday, and the state park is right there by the highway. You can see a lot of people were out there swimming and enjoying the beautiful waters of the Blanco River. So go check that out if you haven't either. And then Devil's River State Natural Area, that's one that I've wanted to check out myself. If you've never seen photos of Devil's River State Natural Area, y'all look it up. It's pretty stunning. It's out there towards Valverde County, north of Del Rio. It's definitely on my bucket list. I'm excited to go check it out sometime. I got 2 kayaks, but from what I understand, if you take kayaks out there, I think you can rent some. But from what I understand, from the parking lot, you have to walk your kayaks like a mile. I think is what I read, to get to the river. But, maybe if you can get some wheels to kind of cart it down to the river, it may be worth it. So a lot of cool and great state parks here all around South Texas, and that's just the state parks. We got a lot of great local parks too. So make sure you go check them out and, drop in the comments what your favorite parks are here around South Texas. So that's just a little bit of an update. By the way, that's the Texas State Park forecast for tomorrow. I want to make sure y'all know this. So this is the forecast for Saturday. So plan now what you want to be doing tomorrow. That's what I'm trying to do here. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Let's go ahead and bring up those current temperatures so we can get a quick look at them before we sign off here. But right now, we do have 2 areas of possible tropical development out in the Atlantic. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this at noon, so be sure to tune in. But for Ken's 5 at noon, I'm filling in for meteorologist Andrew Wilson today. We have 2 areas out there in the Atlantic that have a low chance for tropical development. One looks like it could pass north of the Lesser Antilles. Another one looks like it could pass through and go into the Caribbean. But right now, it's too early to really consider themselves too much of a threat. But we are going to be watching those closely, and we're going to give a little bit more of an update about those on Ken's 5 at noon, so be sure to tune in. Right now, temperatures right in South Texas and in the 80s to 90s. It is hot. Guys, try to stay cool out there. If you're going to be outside, take plenty of breaks, drink plenty of water, and I hope you can have a wonderful Friday. And in case I don't see y'all again until the weekend, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget, guys, I'm working tomorrow morning too, so I'll be doing this on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, giving more updates on what the forecast is doing. Remember, the heat advisory is in place today until 8 p.m. One last mention of it. I'm on at noon today. Weather Chief Bill Taylor's on at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Y'all have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. We'll keep you updated on everything right here at Ken's 5.